Chapter 1. The Blue Ghost. The USS Lexington, also known as the Blue Ghost, has a fascinating history and is indeed associated with paranormal activity. Here are some intriguing details. The USS Lexington served during World War II and saw significant action. It's now a museum in Corpus Christi, Texas. The ship is believed to be haunted by the ghosts of its crew members who lost their lives during the war. Visitors and staff have reported eerie sounds like chains dragging, elevator movements, and encounters with other spirits. The USS Lexington Museum hosts Blue Ghost paranormal overnight investigations for those curious about the supernatural. Participants explore 6 different hot spots on the ship, hearing stories of the ghosts, including Charlie, who allegedly died during a Japanese kamikaze attack in 1943. Overnight guests get to experience the ship firsthand, including a berthing compartment and a tour during daylight hours. The ship offers escape rooms where you can explore its compartments, some of which haven't been visited in decades. So, if you're up for a spine-tingling adventure, consider joining one of these paranormal investigations with us aboard the USS Lexington. Continue watching until the end, as we are about to share a personal story about time spent on the Blue Ghost. Please remember to hit the like button, as this will help more people find our videos. Thank you, and enjoy the story. Chapter 2. A thrilling personal account aboard the Blue Ghost. On a balmy evening in late October, the USS Lexington lay anchored in the tranquil waters of Corpus Christi, Texas, its ghostly silhouette casting a long shadow against the vibrant sunset. Known affectionately as the Blue Ghost, this historic aircraft carrier had seen its share of the tumult of war and whispers of the supernatural. It was on this particular night that a group of curious souls gathered for the infamous ghost tour, hoping to glimpse the spirits rumored to still haunt the ship's massive corridors. The tour began in the Welcome Center, where the guide, a wiry man in his 50s with a scruffy beard and expressive eyes, stood before a poster of the USS Lexington's storied past. He told tales of heroism during World War II, but it was the darker legends that piqued the group's interest. The ghostly sightings, eerie noises, and unexplained phenomena that sent chills down the spine. The Blue Ghost earned its nickname during the war due to the numerous reports of enemy ships mistaking it for another vessel, the guide explained, his voice low and haunting. But it appears the ghost stories are just as numerous. Crew members have reported hearing footsteps behind them, whispers at night, and even sightings of shadowy figures. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the shadows deepened, the group made its way up the cargo ramp, the sound of the ocean slapping against the hull below. The night air was filled with an almost electric tension, anticipation crackling like a thick fog around them. Their first stop was the flight deck. The guide encouraged them to look out over the stern, where countless planes once launched into the sky. This is where we often hear the laughter of children, a ghostly echo of sailors who once flew these planes. A young woman in the group shivered as they listened intently, their breaths visible in the cool night air. A sudden gust of wind swept through, causing everyone to glance nervously at one another, but the laughter was absent. Moving deeper into the bowels of the ship, they entered the galley, a place where the crew had gathered, sharing stories and meals. The guide recounted a chilling tale of a cook whose spirit was said to linger, his presence felt whenever the smell of cornbread wafted through the air. As if on cue, a distinct whiff of freshly baked goods danced through the room. The group exchanged incredulous glances, attempting to rationalize the phenomenon. "Your minds are playing tricks on you," one skeptical member of the group declared, but a chill ran through him nonetheless. As they ascended the narrow staircases and wound through the dimly lit passageways, their guide shared more tales of strange happenings, lights flickering, machinery operating on its own, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. "Many believe the souls of the lost have found a home here," he said, his voice barely a whisper as they approached the ship's bridge. The cockpit, once a hub of life and activity, felt heavy with memories. It was here that a crew member named George was said to have met his fate, his spirit reportedly still keeping watch over his beloved ship. The group fell silent, a palpable energy coursing through them. Suddenly, the air felt electric, as if disturbed by unseen forces. One of the attendees, an older gentleman with a camera, joked to lighten the mood, "Ghosts don't pose, so I'll just snap away." He took pictures, the flash illuminating the bridge temporarily. As they descended from the bridge, a loud clang echoed through the corridor, startling them all. The guide paused, glancing back nervously. "That's not unusual," he said, though the tremble in his voice contradicted his words. "Sometimes the ship has a way of announcing its ghosts." Before the final stop at the ship's quarters, the group was drawn to a display of the carrier's past, where authentic uniforms and equipment adorned the walls. Among them was a faded picture of a group of young sailors, one of whom a woman in the group recognized. "That looks like my grandfather," she said, pointing a trembling finger at the photograph. The guide leaned in, inspecting the photo closely. "It could be," he murmured. "Many families have ties to this ship. Some even returned seeking closure." As he spoke, the temperature in the room seemed to drop, frost creeping along the windows. The hairs on the back of her neck stood up as she felt an inexplicable connection, a sense of familiarity washing over her. Finally, the group gathered in the ship's quarters, the small rooms furnished with bunks barely wide enough for a single sailor. The guide spoke of restless spirits, a vibrant sailor who loved to dance and was frequently seen twirling in the moonlight. Just then, a soft melody began to play from nowhere, a haunting tune wafting through the air. The group gasped collectively, and the older gentleman's camera clicked furiously, capturing moments that were both haunting and alive. As the tour concluded, the group stood on the flight deck once more, the faint sound of laughter lingering in the air. A bond had formed among them, a connection to the past and perhaps a connection to those lost souls who had fought fiercely and in their own way stood with them under the starry Texan sky. The USS Lexington, the Blue Ghost, remained shrouded in mystery, its stories woven into the very fabric of the ship itself. As the group departed, they left not just with tales of ghosts, but with the echo of history and an unexplainable connection to the brave souls who had sailed upon her decks, forever haunting the corridors of their memory. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey aboard the Blue Ghost. Please remember to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to our channel, as this will help more people find our videos. You can also enjoy many other videos like the one you just watched by clicking the links on this end screen. And please share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.